Welcome back to the Real Guy Garage. We're still continuing on with the Z28 project for my dad. At this point, pretty much everything under the hood is buttoned up. Before getting it running here, I'm just waiting on a clutch fork to come in. But the rad's back in, hoses are on. I threw a set of valve covers on it that I cut so that I can do the hot lash on the rock arms. So that's that. Everything else is painted, brakes are bled. Ended up putting new calipers on the front of it. But yeah, all the rest of that's all kind of buttoned up now. We've got everything back on here. I think it looks pretty good. So made a bracket for the heater hoses and ended up with new Flowtech headers on it. They're a pretty nice looking header. They're ceramic coated too, so that's kind of nice. This will stay looking good for a while anyway. Fix the shifter now so it sits in the right position and it doesn't move the whole center console over. So there's that. Waiting on a new shift ball to come in because the bottom of the old one was all cracked, I found, so no sense in putting it back on looking like that. Not for $20 anyway. So that's all that. We're gonna go ahead and, while I'm waiting on the shift fork to come in, I'm gonna repaint all this trim around the windshield and around the back window. You can see it was black, and I guess somebody cleaned it off and just left it like this, but that's okay. We'll mask that up and repaint it black so it matches the front windshield again. But one of the things I wanted to deal with was some of this, some of the weather stripping and stuff. Like, it's pretty bad. It's original, you know, it's 40-year-old rubber and it's just dried out, and the clips are all just hideous. And you can see I want to repaint that pillar trim at some point anyway. But yeah, so we're going to put new weather strips in here. Which, that should be actually attached. I don't know why that's not attached. I have to fix that too. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and do that. I have new door weather strips as well, but we're going to leave them off for now. Until my friend Ryan has a chance to have a look at the car. Just want to get him to fix the door corners on it, because they're starting to bubble out after 40 years. But so we're going to see what we can do about this. Fortunately, like most GMs, everything is reproduced for this car. So everything, door rubbers, trunk weather strips, roof rail seals, you can even get those clips. So we're going to see about getting that off of the car and do that. So it's kind of hard to convey it in a video, but comparing the two, you can see how deteriorated the old one is. And the thing with it is, like I say, it's hard to convey, but it's really hard. Like, the rubber's hardened up over time, whereas this one's nice and soft. Right, so this one will actually seal properly because it'll fill in all the little spaces. But luckily these parts are available for these cars, like readily available. I can't remember where I ordered these ones from, but I mean they're pretty damn accurate in terms of everything, like even where the corners come in and stuff, because even all this is same style, right? So it's kind of impressive. I only wish there was more Chrysler stuff like that available. So in the bottom corners it looks like it was glued and clipped, so I take those clips out, and then all in here it just kind of sits inside the roof rail, and then you see that those clips are riveted, so I will have to go ahead and drill the rivets and pop them out. But in the grand scheme of things, that's not a big deal, really. And now is actually a good time to take this A-pillar trim piece out, I guess. because I could take and paint it now before I put that back on. So I should do both of those. Pop them out. And I like to do these ones in the back too because they're kind of discolored. I'd like to re-dye those as well. So I guess I should pull the other side apart. Pull the rubber off. We'll pull both A-pillar trim caps off, and then we'll go ahead and we'll drill the rivets out of these. Clips, we'll re-rivet those. And yeah, that'll get us pretty well far along here. Alright, well, like most things here at the Real Guy Garage, that kind of snowballed. When I intended just to take one or two panels out, well, I had to take a bunch of others out, and well, yeah, it snowballed. So we'll go ahead and we'll get all that stuff cleaned up. I already put the new door institutions on it, so that's kind of nice. I'd like to redo the strip on them at some point, but that'll have to wait. But yeah. See, originally this car was brown. I'm not sure if I mentioned that before or not, but so you can see. Now, it's kind of hard to see here, but this is the original color. Is that dark brown? Which, yes, this car has original sheet metal in the floors. Even has the original matting and backing and everything on the floor still. Not very often you find that with a second generation Camaro that's lived its entire life in Ontario. That's why I kinda am fairly firm in the belief that this car didn't see a lot of winter driving, even when it was new. Because it's really, really, really clean, this car. Anyway, so we'll get this stuff all cleaned and prepped and painted. Well, at this point, weather stripping's back on the car, and I decided I would re-dye the interior panels. I don't know why, but on the phone they show up a lot more light than they actually are. In person, I can tell you, looking at it with my eyes, they're dead on to the same color as the interior, which they should be. It's camel tan, which is the same color the interior is. Like, these look a little, I don't know, maybe it's just the fluorescent lights, but these look more like the color of the car is. But anyway, so I did all the pillar trims. I masked and sprayed the window trims. It'll dry the semi-gloss. It's just, I did it not too long ago here. Because that's one of the things that makes the Z28 kind of the Z28, is that all the other Camaros, the trim was stainless and the grille was chrome and all that stuff, whereas on the Z28 all of it was monochromatic. But anyway, let me find the... Here we go. See, that's all the new weather stripping. It fits pretty nice, actually. I was surprised at how well it went on the car. With the new clips on it and everything. I didn't put the little pins in to hold that end of it yet until I put the A-pillar trims back on. But I re-dyed these ones also. And as you can see in the car, they're a dead ringer. There's no, you know, it's the color. Like I said, for whatever reason, it just outside of the car here, it, I don't know, looks different. But anyway. So we are progressing forward while we're waiting for parts to come. The only reason I haven't got it running yet is because I am waiting on a clutch fork to come in because the little spring feet on the one that was in this car, uh, they don't have any spring left in them. It's something I should have noticed sooner, but didn't. You know, when it comes to manual transmissions, I'm not the most knowledgeable about them. You know, that's why this is called the Real Guy Garage, is I don't claim to know everything. And I do make mistakes. I noticed it when I went to actually set the clutch pedal free height. And I got it all set up right where we're supposed to be. And then I go to try the pedal and see how far it's moving and what have you. And when I did, it immediately dropped to the floor. And I went, what the hell? So I crawled back under, and sure enough, the fork was right flat against the transmission. I was going, well, okay, that's not right. So I pulled the boot off and shined the light up in there, and sure enough, it had dropped over top of the little ball socket it's supposed to sit on top of. Well, the only way it would do that is if those little fingers are weak. So for $16, I ordered a new one, and that will take care of that. So we are definitely progressing forward here.